Hey everyone, Chris here, and this is the maiden flight of the Bee from FPVstyle.com. This is using the Phantom style motors and props and the Pixhawk flight controller. So we'll see how it does. Right now this is completely stock firmware, no tuning, no additional vibration dampening added. The GoPro is just strapped directly on. We're going to start the GoPro recording here and see how this does. Hopefully everything goes well. My FR Sky receiver on here for some reason keeps dropping telemetry for a second, so we'll have to make sure it's all set up correctly. But here it goes. I actually brought it back because my GoPro decided to stop recording in the middle of flight. So I'm going to format my GoPro memory card real quick so that we can get that actually recording, so we can see if there's any sort of vibration or anything in there. I'm going to do a few different flights. Because I have a 5,000 milliamp battery, I can get a lot of flight time out of it. Most people are saying right around 15 to 16 minutes. So I'll do a few short flights, see how it does, and try and shoot a couple different modes with the GoPro. So I'm going to put it in 1080-60 right now and format the memory card. Just a quick note, with the Pixhawk it does have a disarm button on here. This version has a blue LED. So I use that so that I can disarm this, so no matter what happens, the Pixhawk will not start the motors. That's why the ESCs are yelling at me right now, is because they're receiving no signal. So that way I can change the modes. If you have an issue with your GoPro not recording properly or stopping, it's best to do a in-camera format, because even like this one, I just formatted on the computer and it didn't keep it. So I just got done with a format. It's now in 1080-60 medium, so let's check it out. I'm currently flying the Pixhawk in altitude hold mode. So the only way that I can really get it to come down is you actually have to chop throttle. It does start coming down slowly if you decrease, but not quite as fast as the other modes. If you have it in auto level or rate, you can have a full control on your I just had a prop blow up. So, guess that's all the footage we're getting for that. And going to have to get a new propeller. Okay, so I just got it back. No real damage, actually just lost one bolt from the leg here. And all the spacers that hold the top plate decided to come out. But I sort of expected that because the bolts that they include for the top plate are really short. They really need to be a longer bolt, but that's easily replaceable. And I actually found out that my prop nut completely came off. So I'll have to figure out what happened there and see if we can get that fixed. So I have the prop, everything looks fine. It was thread locked as well as this is counter threaded, so I'm not sure if it was just a bad nut or what happened. I can't find the nut, so I'll just look at everything. The threading on here looks good, but the threading in the nut may have been bad. So I'll check that out. We'll get some more bolts on this and it'll be completely flying. So no loss at all. Airframe's actually durable because if you look at how high that drop was, that's a pretty good drop. 150 feet maybe. And when it completely dropped, actually no, it was more like 100 feet, because I did bring it down from when I was flying right over the camera. But even from then, with such a heavy battery and everything, that's one of the reasons why I think this plate came off, is because this does have a 5,000 milliamp battery on it. But also, if it did have longer screws in there, it would hold on better. So I'm going to take this top plate off, put in some longer bolts, probably even some like 12 or 14 millimeter long bolts, so that it has a really strong platform, because that's only going to add 5 or 6 grams to it overall. And then I'll get a new prop nut for here, because apparently it didn't like that one. Because yeah, the motor spins the correct way to lock it on. All the others are tight, so oh no, that one is not good also. So I'm gonna go through and get some new Loctite. This was just some cheap Hobby King crap, so I'll actually head to the store right there and pick up some actual quality Loctite, and we'll be back to the build. So the initial Maiden, initial crash, and not much to repair. So definitely a very durable carbon fiber platform. The hardware may be questionable, but everything was completely fine except for these stanchions. So I think putting a longer bolt in there would definitely help. But if all you have to replace is a few bolts and a few spacers on a crash like that, I'll buy 2. So check back soon for more videos.